I swear to Christ, if I ever have to talk about Star Wars again, I'm going to Chernobyl and feeding my dick to a mutant deer. So, the new Star Wars movie comes out Friday, and even though there is no way on earth it will not make a profit, Disney is downright petrified of the release date. Leaks have spoiled the entire story, and it does not sound good. And on top of that, the actors involved with the trilogy openly shit-talking the films, and admitting this is the last Star Wars film they're going to be involved with. This is all riding off the back of the news that the production of Rise of Skywalker was, less than stable. Apparently the reshoots finished in October, meaning they had less than 2 months to edit everything together and distribute it to theaters across the globe.
I don't like where this is going.
It's a clusterfuck, and they know that, because they're now desperately begging people to watch Rise of Skywalker, throwing out any excuse they can think of to entice people. Everything from admitting the new trilogy frustrated fans, to making up some bullshit about how Ahsoka from Clone Wars was gonna make a cameo in the movie. Yeah, right, yeah. No, that's not happening. But what confuses me is the utter desperation, because Rise of Skywalker is going to make $1 billion, at least. Why are they so terrified? Well, there could be one explanation. Solo traumatized them. The last film they put out went down as the first Star Wars film in history to flop. They screwed up so hard that they were the first people to lose money on a Star Wars film. J.J. Abrams is probably losing sleep thinking about not making Disney's money back. That's what the reshoots were about. That's what the production hell has been about. They know how pissed off the audience is. All the lies about how they're all Russian trolls. Seriously, Russia wants to tank Star Wars. Put the tinfoil back on and accuse Trump supporters' children of being Nazis some more, you paranoid fucking shills.
Get fucked!
This is consequences for hubris. Disney was absolutely convinced that they could weed out original fans to get this new generation of consumers to pad their wallets, but it failed because they did not realize that the original fans actually paid for their shit. All the activists and retards shilling for these movies are not gonna drop money to see it. They're not loyal. It's about control. The left-wing assholes that took control of Star Wars convinced the suits at Disney that pandering and deconstruction would yield results. In truth, it was about tearing down a franchise people cared about because they didn't get to make it. Same thing with comic books and Ghostbusters, since apparently there are outright tard rages over the new Ghostbusters Afterlife movie. Ah, god, these people are so autistic. What it comes down to is a very simple thing. It's envy. Look at the utterly vicious response these people have towards naysayers. They accuse you of being a Nazi, a KKK member, a rapist, a violent lunatic that probably skins women in your basement over a movie franchise with magical space wizard samurais.
Welcome to the rice fields, motherfucker!
This is why I love/hate the whole man-child excuse they throw out at critics. Why do you care so much about these movies? Aren't you an adult? Meanwhile, they freak out if you point out something as innocuous as, hey, Rey doesn't really have a character arc. It's the mentality of children getting into fights over what superhero is the best. California culture, as I've started to call it. I can do whatever I want, but God forbid someone punish or call me out for it. That's the key behind changing shit. Think about everything that's happened. All the craziness, cancel culture bullshit, and utter contempt for old guard fans that are quote-unquote toxic. It all links into each other. One problem leads into another, which leads to 20 other issues. But there's a common factor among all of it: the astonishing levels of entitlement and genuinely toxic behavior by these retards. The shoot first, ask questions, never mindset of downright brainwashed and severely autistic puppets. They can't just let criticism of a movie go. They need to destroy you for it. The carnival ride is perfect, and you will say it is perfect. Otherwise, the mob will burn you to ashes. This all happened because they were not punished. Behavior like this never pops up suddenly. It is cultivated and groomed. It is ignored or outright encouraged. It is not addressed, and it's allowed to prosper. There comes a point where you need to look a retard straight in the eyes and tell them the 3 magic words: fuck off, faggot. You make it abundantly clear you are not playing their game. Ideally, you do this early, so they can't use the system against you, but it's way too late for that. Journalists will dox you as a bigot, make sure you can't get a job, actively attack your friends and family because you made fun of their shitty Disney movies, or made a gesture with your hands despite that being a fucking 4chan op!
I will ruin this house with my anger!
And this all comes down to Star Wars because the fan base is starting to learn this lesson. They're starting to believe
He's beginning to believe.
Now, I do want to address something. You can like the new trilogy. Taste is very subjective, and what one person might find incredible, another person might find agonizingly stupid. But there's clearly a lot of artificial fans of the new trilogy. When there are articles coming out saying shit like Last Jedi didn't destroy Star Wars, it saved it, then you know somebody's getting checks from Disney. You can enjoy any movie you want, but you also have to be willing to accept there are flaws in that movie. It's part of enjoying anything. You accept the issues or even have fun with them. That's called being a reasonable human being with maturity. Calling any and all criticism whining or claiming all critics are 40-year-old virgins shows a lot more about you than anything else. Yes, unreasonable criticism exists. Look at Channel Awesome for perfect examples, where 90% of the reviewers there intentionally missed the point of what they were reviewing so they could shove terrible skits down your throat. 2010 YouTube was such a dark time. That's all I can say about the shit with the new Star Wars movie. They're groveling to win back the audience they actively forced out, but the repentance won't save them. It's far too late. Sodom and Gomorrah are collapsing to the ground. So what happens now? Nothing. Rise of Skywalker is going to make $1 billion. It will make a profit, and will probably be despised by 90% of the audience like Last Jedi was, and the media will hold it over our heads for years, like a bitchy girlfriend. It will be brought up anytime a new franchise reboot comes out. It will be used to take more control of the internet. It will be a wooden stick to beat reasonable people with for simply not wanting to consume product. Still, I know what I'm watching instead of Rise of Skywalker. 1917, since it's a war movie that is filmed as though it's one long shot, and I love shit like that. It actually took effort and passion to make it. So, until next time, please remember to like, comment, and subscribe, and let's watch the trash fire burn higher. See you guys.
1,000 generations live in you now. But this is your fight.